Hello. I have a very fun thing happening right now. My phone is not charging as I plug it in, which is not great. I have backup chargers, but none of them like really work because they're all from Five Below. Oh, there we go. Nope, never mind. It worked for like a second. Hang on. I would like to have the thing that connects me to, my stuff, mainly my girlfriend. That's really the thing I care most about, being able to call and text my partner. Please. 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 Literally, please. Anything. Okay. This is, worrisome. Okay, wait. It's charging where it is now, like further up in my desk. I'm just gonna leave it there and not touch it and try not to think about it, because if I think about it, then it's gonna stop working. Hello. Hi, hon. How you doing? You doing good? Since I saw you like, what, a little bit ago? Let me move this down a bit. There we go. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Am I too loud, too quiet? What's going on here? How am I doing? So you know how everything sounds? Trying to decide if you should make more tea. Ooh. What about the, what if you make the one you haven't had yet today? Because you had the carrot cake one. What if you made the other one? Yeah. Alright. While you decide on your tea, I'm gonna... Yeah, that's what you were thinking? Yeah. Sharing the brain cell. I'm gonna go ahead and start the game. We go here. Trigger Happy Havoc. We're back with Monokuma Monday. Makoto do be in the pit though. Trial verdict. Oh yeah, that's right. He's fucking losing it. Yes, indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. Oh, my face cam is too big. There we go. There we go. Balance those out a little bit more. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here, just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. Hang on a second, I see that. That little Monokuma statue over on the right side of the screen there. I remember you. You're on top of a rocket. I saw you at the very, very beginning of the game. When I first booted up before I even met Makoto. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. Ugh, what an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself, and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Is that an airplane? Mr. Monokuma, there's been a second airplane. How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Mr. Monokuma. They hit the second tower. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. That's a rocket. And a tank. I'd better not think about too much about what I'm seeing down here. Yeah, the rocket. And a tank. Interesting. I don't remember a tank. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here is not going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. That was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. Mood. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Crunch! What the... The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Well, let's find out, Mr. Makoto Naegi. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Holy shit, did Kyoko fucking throw herself in the trash? Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells...
She's got ramen on her head. Oh, poor Kyoko. You got fucking ramen on your hair. You want to just, like, get that off real quick? Or just, no? You just like your hat? Alright, Kyoko. You keep that hat. It's a good hat. Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing down here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. Got a bit of, garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Bread and water! Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Wow! Bottle and all. Headcanon Makoto just fucking like, ow! Ate the entire water bottle. Is Makoto the type of whippersnapper to eat the whole fucking water bottle? I'm the type of whippersnapper to try and eat the water bottle, but Makoto the type of whippersnapper to succeed. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. I chew on plastic water bottles. Me too. Brain cell. We only have one. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no. To atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why do you say that?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. You have a reason for being here.
Indeed.
That's right. At least, I did. Once. Once? Until recently. I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory, it's impossible. Amnesia? Oh, story, plot, lore! Then, it really is true. You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to us, to each of us, as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing. We're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At the time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed. I
don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean... somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school. And to the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind of all of this.
I understand.
I understand.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Oh, the dream is making more sense. Hydrate. It's just like the dream I had before, but... Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just... I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. I better talk to Kyoko. There's more to talk to Kyoko about? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Your purpose? What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Fuck yeah! I guessed that one. I guessed it. I figured she was the ultimate detective. She is super comfortable at investigating dead bodies. She is super on the ball with investigating anything. Of course she's the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school. Makoto Naegi? The 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school? You had to find someone. Who?
So...
Well... It was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh, shit! Okay. Wait. Oh. Oh, fuck. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko? What's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues. So I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went in there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room.
However,
Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms had no cameras or monitors. What was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. More talking to Kyoko?
However,
Of course, once I got there were no cameras, no monitors, and that's why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. That has to do with Makoto Ikusaba, doesn't it? The 16th student of Hope Peak Academy, who's currently lying dead somewhere in the school. Her entire head got blown up.
However,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. Oh, shit. It wasn't Kyoko. I know, you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? Monokuma, possibly. Under the control of the mastermind. Or someone we thought had died already isn't dead yet. Someone we thought had... It's possible that someone from the beginning of the game isn't dead. It's a possibility. Like whom? The only person I would presume who maybe wasn't confirmed actually entirely completely dead by the fact that they were murdered before a trial or through their execution would be Leon? Because Sayaka, we know she died. We saw her blood. She's dead. She was killed. Mondo was executed. Chihiro was dead. Mondo got turned into fucking butter. Chihiro is for sure confirmed dead. Chapter 3, we know that Taka and Hifumi are confirmed dead, and Celeste got executed. Got hit with a fire truck. Junko, also from the beginning of the game, got speared a whole bunch. So I'm gonna assume she's dead. Leon was executed. He was hit with a bunch of baseballs. Like, that would hurt. Yes, he was executed. He was hit with a bunch of baseballs. I don't know if that's just, like... Sure, it could have killed him, but it's possible. Like, really, the thing I'm going for is, out of everyone I've seen killed before a trial or executed as the Blackened, everyone I've seen of that thus far, Leon is the only one who possibly, like, even loosely, feasibly could have survived. I don't think it was Junko, because she attacked Monokuma and was speared to death in front of everybody. Makuro Ikusaba, also iffy. I don't know if Makuro is actually dead yet. So, it's possible that Makuro is dead. It's likely that Makuro is dead. But it's possible that Makuro is alive. It's possible that Leon is dead, but it's possible that Leon is alive. The only two people I have suspicion on as in regards to whether or not they're like actually dead is Leon and Makuro, because it's somewhat dubious. Everyone else, we know concretely they're dead. I'm gonna keep going. What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Makuro Ikusaba, it was to get me killed. To get you killed.
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the whole class trial. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly because of the school regulations.
That's right.
Exactly. With minimum restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. Another Monokuma Monday, and my favorite cousin is here! Hell yeah! Welcome to Monokuma Monday. I'm speculating on whether or not people are actually dead. This shit's wild. Makoto got thrown into a pit. The mastermind is still out there. I don't know what's going on. Kyoko dumped herself into the garbage in a bag of trash to come and bring me bread and water. Things are weird right now. Oh, fun. Yeah, shit's going crazy. The mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations,
hey,
as if they're a student. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. It definitely is seeming like Mukuro is dead. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may or may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean... Yeah! They tried to kill me! Also, this person who is coming to kill me doesn't have the Fenrir tattoo on their hand. Unless they're wearing gloves, but those are very flesh-colored gloves. During the night, I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. Huh? What? What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
Anyway,
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead. Whoever the masked assailant was. Interesting.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But if that's really bad, if it's true, it means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere,
Correct.
right? You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she is dead. You know, the 16th student of Hope's Peak Academy lying exploded in the garden. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Not the one involving Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school, who is called the ultimate despair and whom you should watch out for. I'm talking about the thing that happened a year ago, which is known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair? Then they're...
indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100 Mile Dash, Pain of a Junk Food Junkie. Weird thing there. Surviving students. 6. To be continued right fucking now. I'm gonna save the... You received the Dream Island rocket present. Interesting. The Dream Island rocket. 5 alive. Save the game here. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. Those most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. But we need a name. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Somewhat. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Head to the door. Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Hey, Kyoko. Do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on this one, yeah? Okay, now I go talk to the door. Hey, Kyoko. Let's go ahead and get that door open.
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma's design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good to me. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Jesus, that is the longest chapter title I've ever fucking seen. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I could barely even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Shit. Maybe talking will help me keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. Upskirt shot? Yeah, Jesus Christ. Hang on, I have an idea. We're gonna do some censoring real quick. Whee! Everyone say hello to Max. He's gonna be our lovely censor bar for the upskirt shot. Cause that... Perfect. Beautiful. Thanks, Max. Good job, buddy. Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. They're all adults. Max, yep. Max is just gonna sit there, though. I still think this is funny. They are all adults, yeah. But still, having Max there is just funny to me. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family has always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, I was looking up info about the school online. I never saw anything about her. because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years. You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him. Face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. But apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However,
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. Damn, Kyoko Kirigiri busting out the daddy issues live on stream. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? It's not true.
However,
But there's one thing. One thing I can never forgive. And what is that?
so...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
When the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life, and I am sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
correct.
That's why I have to find him. And tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We are back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? That is where this is leading out. Hell yeah. I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried. Yeah, of course I'm worried.
So then,
Let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... No, I'm super uneasy about this. We don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay. Well. Here we go. Off to the gym. Hope's Peak Academy. Shit is super plot heavy tonight. I am so excited to see where this keeps going. The mastermind let their guard down during that last trial. Would it be Byakuya? I don't know. Like, the guy's an asshole. I feel like they're setting him up for it. I don't know if that would be it. Toko is not...
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now, I gotta punish you again! And this time, I won't leave anything to chance! Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
Before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey! What are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that! What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence!
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared of another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Holy fuck. This monologue is awesome. This monologue fucks. This is amazing. The Kyoko Corners Monokuma monologue is goddamn incredible. If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
that's what we have to
then
do.
I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one
It's time
last
for
showdown.
one last showdown.
One final battle between hope and despair.
Oh fuck.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer. Of the mastermind themselves. Oh, shit. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Barry? Interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Oh my god.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? It would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Prepared. This little bitch. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory? Despair. What do you think of my despair? This motherfucker. This motherfucker and his bear jokes. Oh my fucking god.
I can barely
Let's have
contain
one finally
myself.
grisly showdown! We agreed. And we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. Buried. Fucking buried. All the mysteries? That's right. every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain
and then that'll be enough
myself.
to qualify as a victory for you. Fucking qualify? What? Man, are you able to get a clip of me reacting to bear joke Monokuma? Fucking qualify. God damn it. Qualify.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Making tea? No worries. This is just fucking absurd. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school. Sorry, I had something to drink before you came in.
You guys!
Then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? They're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it is part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach. Okay, enough fucking puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants. All of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why did he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking! I've got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone! Get out of here! Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Interesting. I'm reading more into Monokuma's emotional state. Because Monokuma is a robot being controlled by someone. The emotional state of Monokuma is a very interesting thing. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I am glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. You know what? Ooh, what? What's up? I know a few things. When I get to the mastermind reveal, you'll cosplay them. Ooh. Interesting. I'm starting to have a suspicion, especially after the sudden change in Monokuma's emotional state in that last scene. I'm starting to have a suspicion, but I don't want to say things out loud. Honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they'd hijack the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it is hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off. I mean, a couple things bouncing around in my head right now. I think I'm settling on something, on who I think the mastermind is. Because there's a couple people I just don't think it could be.
However...
There's a couple people that I'm suspicious of, and then obviously I'm still wondering if a few people are really dead. And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid rules and regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and to show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair? The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. Huh? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led the mastermind to revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. So that means if I power through tonight, you're cosplaying tonight.
At the very least.
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rule, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words...
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was just a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
However...
It's only thanks to you we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However...
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway,
right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Leave the area. Well now. This is a whole lot of conspiracy. Despair Hotel. That's new. Dining hall? Question mark? And suddenly we were greeted with... You again. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61. What the heck?
However...
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Is that
There they are!
Makoto?
Byakuya, Toko looking weird as always. Hina and Hiro. Look at them!
You guys!
You guys!
Is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
How long am I gonna have to spend convincing Hiro that I'm not a ghost? Let's start the timer.
You survived?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
You're like a stubborn little cock. You're like little cock. You're like a stubborn cock. Roach little. YouTube puke. YouTube puke? YouTube poop.
I'm just
Ooh.
asking to make sure, but
Oh my god.
I'm not a ghost, right?
Here, I can prove to you I'm not a ghost here. Ready? There, I'm real. Let's move on. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Ugh. Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up. Yeah, that checks out. Hi, Toko. You stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, in every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. What the fuck? No! No! Stop! Put that away! I win. What the fuck is wrong with her? Why is she built so wrong? She seems happy for some reason. I'm not gonna touch that. Not even a little bit. Hina. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. Trying to remember my voices and, like, remember to do them. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Well, Kyoko's gonna take me to the second floor of the dorms. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah. Me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they've had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Fucking sure, bud.
Yo!
Makoto! What was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world, Hero. I mean, who the fuck is Miss Cleo?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what's happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain. Explain what? Is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. We need to tell you everything about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto wasn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and then did what he had to stop it.
However...
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy, I just... You know?
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey! I'm totally in the dark here! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, isn't there? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But...
We've been looking all around this time. We still don't know anything, right?
Anyway...
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time... everybody dies.
Oh, no!
Everyone?
I hate
Oh, no! Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with my master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But...
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries? It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we can solve all of those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all these mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too. At first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach. I know. Okay, enough fucking puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have to have had set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But, according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then, the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue? Or do we understand now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. But wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us all.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? So, the ultimate despair. They must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right,
Maybe
right?
Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely possible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Shit's getting intense tonight.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but
New announcement?
at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Oh, true ending mode.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Oh, fuck.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
This is a brand new announcement. That laugh is unsettling.
Hmm?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of
At
my
this point,
family.
I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey,
Do you blame him? Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless! So, bye! With that, Toko charged out of the dining hall. Oh, I feel bad for Toko. She's wired so bad. Now, she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. It just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
you know,
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? And what about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. Aoi, honestly, you've been more useful than some of the other students around here. You've given so many accounts for things that have happened throughout the different trials. Your account has shown up as a truth bullet several times. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've been mostly totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay. See you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So, gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone. Leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school, and then we can all escape together. Investigate. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Headmaster's room, the bio lab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Headmaster's room, biolab, data center. Second floor dorms. Garden, dojo. Well, while I'm here, let's go out and check the second floor of the dorms, shall we? Oh my god, the gate's open. You can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Here we go. This is the second floor of the dorms. It looks like some ancient ruins. No, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up in here or something. Oh my god. Whoa! I want to check out this stuff that's over here first. Boy. What in the fuck is all this shit? Oh. Oh, this room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Yeah! Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I tried to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? What do you mean? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or construction defect?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Does that mean... like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick. Yes, so easy I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password, the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know, probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on. I looked through all of his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this. A leather chair. Can't imagine a student using something like this. The desk is home to a computer. Must have belonged to the headmaster. And a token! There's a PC on the desk. Must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. May be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best you could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Jeez. So there's a hidden room that she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume there's some kind of clue waiting in there, but maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password, and if Kyoko can't figure out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example... What about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it? Just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that just might hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. Collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. And just type the password here. I taped in her full name. Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... It worked. That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Oh, fuck. Oh. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well have not even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. I better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. Happy birthday. Oh. The brightly colored box here seems totally out of place in this room. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm kind of getting a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it could be dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something we'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Ah! Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Taking your boyfriend to meet your parents' time! Oh god! What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I'd expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What was in the box? It was wrapped up so nice, I never would have guessed what's inside. Human bones. Human bones. Just as you thought. How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones.
Wrong.
Not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. That
Correct.
what you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Well, hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. The same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. According to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. Seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right... Oh my god! He sure was! He sure fucking was! It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough fucking puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Meaning that the only people to step a ramp to be in Hope's Peak since this killing game began are the students. Yeah, that man's been dead since before the killing game began. Walter Rigo said the headmaster was probably here in the school. Oh shit, there's a bug. Where the fuck you go? Hello? Where the fuck did you go, bug? I saw you. I saw you. Went slick. I saw you. It's somewhere. That's great. That's awesome. That's so cool.
In other words...
Most likely my father was in the school. He was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. No, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she would cut off all ties, but is that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing there was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present. Oh, Jesus. Huh? This picture. Oh, it's all faded. It must be pretty old. This is a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
This is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. What do you expect me to do now? And then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time. He must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? I wanted to face him and tell him myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. This time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster has been added to the Truth Bullet section. What do my Truth Bullets look like? Am I still holding on to all of the ones? Okay, no. I have new Truth Bullets. Okay. Thank God. I was about to say, like... if I still have to keep track of all of this shit from the other trial. This filing cabinet seems like the place to find a clue. I should take a closer look, but I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay, then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top, but all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job.
Well?
Just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Damn. Harsh. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue. So I really want to check it out. I really don't want to touch blah 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 blah.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Walk around as much as you like.
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. If you don't mind, I'm gonna start looking. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. In the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I'd found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. You try the shortbread tea, it's pretty good. Ooh, nice! Yeah, I'm gonna have some of at least one of them when I'm there tomorrow. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right.
It seem...
Might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you want it, go ahead and leave. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. And I guess I'll hold on to it then. Is that really okay? Headmaster's e-handbook.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? I gotta try the Danganronpa teas and see if I like them. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. A favor, what is it? I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more,
Hey.
but... Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while, I'd like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry. I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
Get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through because of him. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately, so please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. And I'll see you later. Woof. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. Bones! There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster's dead. We were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity... They're not fucking puns. We've seen this flashback 3 fucking times. 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Makuro and get 16. Including me, only 6 of us are well alive. Everyone else is dead. It's showing us everyone who's died. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. Okay. That's confirmation. Everyone who's died is dead. I still have a small bit of doubt about Leon, but whatever. Me. Byakuya. Hiro. Toko. Hina. And Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive, then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be! I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. He said everyone who died is dead. Yes. There just has to be. Any use checking the PC again? No. He said everyone who died is dead. What the fuck is this room? What is this all about? Giraffe? Locker? What? Whoa! This room is filled with lockers. Must have been for the Hope Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Okay. There's a metal plate mounted on the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. And a token! I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even going to bother trying. Wonder if I can open this one. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the 2nd floor of the school. You have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... Ugh. No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can... Wait, but... What about the emergency handbook I found in the hidden room? Let's give it one more try. Aha! I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Beep. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. Whoa! This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. A crystal ball? No. No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. This sure looks like a bunch of heroes shit. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards, but... Wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's a coincidence, right? All of this is a coincidence. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. Dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw, but the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hagakure. He was here. He was a student here when the tragedy happened. And his locker is still pristine. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. This is our Yasuhiro. The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. We were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook. I know what that means. That means that Hiro was a student at Hope's Peak when the tragedy occurred. He was part of, he survived the tragedy. Probably the only survivor of the tragedy. Good fucking lord. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad look for Hiro. That is a bad look for Hiro. Let's see if I can open any of these other lockers. Let's see. Took the emergency handbook, ran that across the card reader, and beep. Looks like the locker opened. Let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Emergency handbook, opened up the locker. Let's see what we got inside. This thing is practically empty. Except for this. There's just one thing, some kind of a pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it. I can't say for sure whose it is, but there's some writing inside. Could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook. My head froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there. Words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster. And my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster. Only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world is not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. When I reached the last page, the question mark spinning in my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us. Among us? What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Locker pocketbook. The more I see, the less it makes sense. Because these lockers, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here now? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro. A pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation, but if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to believe it, everyone. Took the emergency handbook, ran that across the card reader, and beep! Locker open. Let's see what we've got inside. Don't see anything that could be a clue. Opened up the locker. Let's see what we've got inside. Nothing that might be a clue. A damaged locker. I don't think that's going to open. And that's Helgen! What about this one? Took the emergency handbook. Opened up the locker. Let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Can't imagine any way to get these lockers open. I'm not even going to bother trying. Interesting. what's the deal with the drawing on the door there? That's weird. I'm thinking about that cupcake again. I still have it right over here. I still have the other half of that. Not like half. I have like the other half of my half of the cupcake. That's just a bathroom. Okay. We've got toilets. This is the girls' bathroom. In a place like this, I'm not going in there. Fair enough, Makoto. Oh, Jesus. It was so fucking good. Oh, my God. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. And a token. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom. Just a big pile of rubble. And nothing else that I can get from there. I might need to buy an actual Hostess snowball tomorrow. Fair. Yeah, that cupcake was so fucking good. Alright. I think that's about everything I can get from here. I think that's about everything I'm going to be able to understand from the second floor of the dorms. So let's see. Where else am I trying to go? Places to check. The headmaster's room on the 4th floor. The headmaster's room and the data center both on the 4th floor. The biolab, the dojo, and the garden on the 5th floor. Alright. 4th floor it is. Oh,
Hey,
Hina.
Makoto.
Huh, Makoto. Are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing in here? Yeah. I can't help but wonder about the Monokuma door, so I figured all the doors in the school that haven't if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? So I couldn't bring myself to open it.
I mean,
It might explode, right? And then really suck. So you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. I'm sure she didn't mean that. Okay, I guess I'll open it. Yeah! Wait! Let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
huh?
Whoa. This place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
What the heck?
I mean, every part of the school leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Just a second.
This place is like #1 gross. It's in a whole different league of creepy. There's some kind of a hatch on the floor, but right now I'm more concerned about that weird device. This thing? What is this? Looks like some kind of a control panel. It's really over the top though, like a kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? I think we'd probably freak out if you were around to see this. Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of a cockpit. Then could that mean...
Okay.
All right, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center? Data Center? I took a good look at the control panel, and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it, and just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed, but the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I'm gonna go check that out. Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll cheer you on from over here. Return to the data center. Data center. Did I just hear what I think I just heard? Is that Monokuma? Monokuma? Hey! Rawr! Rawr! Give me all your donuts! Is that you, Hina?
What?
What? Aw, man! Busted! How'd you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Aw, man. Hina's being a little chaotic right now, and I kind of honestly love that. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it, the control panel inside. I guess that settles it. I better go tell Hina what's going on. That's wild! Getting to see Monokuma talk like Hina. Give me all your donuts! Whoa! Hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma.
Huh?
Monokuma? What? For real? Yup. It looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah. They were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right. Okay, but if this is where you control Monokuma from, who would have been able to control Monokuma when all 6 of us are in the dining hall? But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, he's been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess it would have to be true, but if that is true... Oh my god, we're seeing this again. Okay. In the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. There's no way. Right? Monokuma control room. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh, no, it's nothing, nothing. Oh, okay. How about you? Is everything okay? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So, like... Wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around in here. Okay, wanna get going? Yeah. The Monokuma control room is fucking awesome. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Ah! The door! It just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked. But why? Of course it's locked! Because the data center is now restricted! Who the fuck is controlling you? Monokuma?
Just a second.
Hey! No fair! You can't just go around just restricting whatever you feel like!
Hey,
It's for your benefit! Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around! Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving! Then that room.
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So, right now, you're being operated by someone in that room?
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo!
You're a liar!
Don't make any sense. We were just in there. We didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way! The hatch on the floor? Too bad! That was your one big chance and you blew it! Was I actually supposed to check that? Oh no. Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. Wow. He's gone. But
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
huh?
And when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice! You got me all motivated
You
again.
got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at a full sprint, and I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward. Alright. That's the music room. Need to find where the headmaster's office is. Office, headmaster's room. Here we go. Oh, shit. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto. It's you. Oh, Byakuya. Huh. There are trophies and even a shield in the display case. And a sword, like the one we have downstairs in the gym. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not possible.
Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such
When we get out of here, remember this moment. Okay, fine. I'll talk to you first, man. Bookshelf seems really well made. It's filled with files and thick books. Okay, dude, fine. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class number 78 student registry? It contains profiles for all of us. And Mukuro.
So, in other
Apparently,
words,
class number 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned class number 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers,
In other words,
there can be no doubt. Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Kuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. They call her the ultimate despair. You should watch out for her. It's like, he starts having like flashbacks, like, Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. Like, oh, that's a good joke. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seemed that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she'd snuck in, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible, but what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
so in other
In
words,
other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still don't have. What kind of information? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of a man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Baki as I skimmed the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats, but close but just out of reach. Oh, that's what Mukuro looks like. Interesting. Oh, we can see the beginning of the page for Aoi Asahina. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if it's a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the ultimate despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students, after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was a part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it just means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought. But I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within that file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl you've perhaps never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class member 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot, 7 inches, 97 pounds, with even lists her vitals. 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot! What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm.
It's all
right?
clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Mukuro's profile. The body might not be Mukuro's. It's a bit of advice for me to use, so I suggest you pay attention. You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. Not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words...
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. Class 78, student registry. Apparently that's us. It has profiles on me and everyone I met at the beginning. And on Mukuro. Just like us, Mukuro was apparently a new student here at Hope's Peak. Mukuro Ikusawa, part of the Ultimate Despair, which means her and the Mastermind should have been allies. Then why would the Mastermind kill her? Weren't they friends? Leave the area. The plot! The plot! Man. Monokuma in the data center. Yeah, this plot is like, this plot is like adding flour to a batter. It just keeps fucking thickening. Alright. The few rooms I need to search up here are the bio lab, which is up here, the dojo, and the garden. Let's go up this direction to the bio lab. Well, here I am in the bio lab. Oh, it's so cold. Abnormally cold. I feel like I'm a giant refrigerator. Why is it so cold? Does that have something to do with it? A weird machine or something built into the wall, and on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. On the other side... it's all frozen. It's so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. What the fuck do you mean? Oh, over here. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. I've seen it in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge storing dead bodies. Does it mean this biolab is actually a Lord? I should probably take a closer look around. Oh, fuck. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's run them down. Sayaka, Junko, Leon. Chihiro, Mondo. Taka, Hifumi, Celeste, Sakura. Oh no, that's... Oh, there's some kind of a booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, everyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. The instruction manual for the fridge? There's a stack of tarps here. I'm seeing a lot of those things lately. Ooh. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. Some of the lights are on, the one on the left. The right-hand lights are all off. Looking around, I think I get it. Seems clear to me now. There's a makeshift morgue. Biolab secret has been added to the troop bullets. I got those lights by each slot. Looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is Biolab lights. Can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died. That is defeat the mastermind. To do that, I have to continue my investigation. Yeah, hang on. Let me count these down one more goddamn time. We've got Sayaka, Junko. We got Leon. We got Chihiro. We got Mondo. Taka, Hifumi, and Celeste. And Sakura. Wait a minute. There are 7 unoccupied places. Yes, I know that there's still a body in the garden. Mukuro. There's still a body in the garden. So that gotcha might not actually be a gotcha, but let's go check the garden right now and find out. Let's go check, shall we? It would be a bigger giveaway if there were less lights on than people that have died up until chapter 5. That would be a bigger red flag. Where's the body? Uh-oh. Oh, no. The body just got up and walked away. It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. Maybe it's in the tool shed. I better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body, but it's not in here either. Then could it be in the biolab? But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. The tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. That's the lawnmower. That's the tarp. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. The killer brought a body out of the biolab to explode. The killer brought a body out of the morgue to blow up. Then this tarp originally came from the biolab? What? The plot do be thickening even more. Holy shit. The body that we found here with the mask and the coat and the knife. The tarp that covered it came from the biolab. which means the body was brought in here from the biolab directly. It was already a dead body. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a fucking minute, babe. Babe, I might be going literally insane right now. I might be going literally fucking crazy. If the body was brought to the garden from the biolab, right? If the body was brought there from the biolab, it would make sense that Mukuro could be the one to bring the body in there. Whose body would she have taken? Our options for a female body that she could have taken would have been Sayaka, Junko, or Celeste. Or Sakura, but we would have been able to recognize if it was Sakura's body. Sayaka, Junko, and Celeste. Just take one of those bodies out of the morgue, dress it up a little better, and you know, when no one knows that you're around, you have all the fucking time you want to do it. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking god. I'm losing it in the best possible way. This is awesome. The pieces are starting to line up a little bit. Everything is so crazy right now. Okay. Oh, hi, Toko. Oh, Toko, so this is where you were.
What do you want?
What do you want? Am I so disgusting that you want me out of your sight? I'm going galaxy brain. Wow. No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not one single clue. Maybe since this place was related to the case, it would have had to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? If someone finds out, they're gonna call me useless. Good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. I don't want anyone accept me. Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. She's just upset. She's just sobbing. Oh, poor Toko. Let's see. What else have we got around here? We've got armor. Suit of armor's on display. It's extremely Japanese. For targets, we've got the drum, we've got the locker. There's a bunch of wooden lockers here. We found a clue in here, but it was just the mastermind's attempt to frame Kyoko. I can totally imagine Sakura out here using this to train. That target seems pretty far away. And a token! Neat. Okay. Leave the area. Is it time? Is it beginning?
This is a school announcement. Is everyone
Mukuro's-
working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely?
Mukuro's gotta still be alive. Mukuro has gotta be alive because you know what else? You know what else I'm connecting? Babe, you want what else I'm connecting? When we found the body in the garden in the last chapter, the arm was covered in scars as well. But the headmaster's profile said Mukuro had no scars on her. Despite being part of a military group, Mukuro had no battle wounds to show for that. She had no scars, no wounds, no marks on her body. Which means that the body we found that blew up in the garden was already it was a cadaver. It was brought in from the morgue, it was a cadaver, and that was not Mukuro. Mukuro Ikusaba is still the 16th student. It's still lying hidden somewhere in this school. Mukuro Ikusaba is still lying hidden somewhere in this school. She may not be the mastermind, but she is still a threat. She is still a part of things. I am almost certain of it. Well then, Since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. Oh, I need to turn the game on.
Please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
I forgot to turn the game back on, sorry. What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? So that's where I'll go. If you decide to power through this trial, you're going to start getting into cosplay, so just let me know. I really want to. I really want to. It is starting to get late. I want to see what's going on. I might not do the trial today. As much as it sucks, I might not do it today. Because there's been a lot. We're already 2.5 hours into the stream. It's 20 minutes after 10 p.m. I'm just going to keep getting more hyped, and I don't want to wake up everyone else in my house. Oh, hey, hero. Makoto! Why'd you act so surprised? Rip, I know, I'm sorry. But that just means I get to do it next week. No reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I didn't see you at all during the rest of that, hero. I did not see you in the data center, in the dorms, in the bio lab, in the garden, in the dojo, or in the headmaster's room. I did not see you anywhere. Where the fuck did you go, Yasuhiro? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him. What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait! There was no point trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? Well then. Oh shit, I'm the only one in here. I am the only one in here with Monokuma. That's distressing.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. Miku's here. Miku! The envelope. Oh. The envelope. This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry. Just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope nonetheless. And opened it. What I found was a single photograph. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. Oh no! They were all students here? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Huh? No. What? Babe, I'm starting to sound like Teddy. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but... there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right. When Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at that file. Mukuro Ikusaba. And this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? Even more than that. Just having everyone here posed like this is weird enough by itself. We're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. Yeah. I mean, a couple of them aren't matching. Leon, Hiro, Hifumi, and Sakura are all wearing white. We've got Celeste, Mondo, and Mukuro wearing black. Oh, and Sayaka wearing black, all 4 of them. We got 5 wearing brown. Taka, Chihiro, Hina, Byakuya, and Toko, and Kyoko in the background there. And it looks like Junko is wearing a different color as well. Taka's completely covering Junko's face. That's weird. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this, and I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me to not be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other until I got here. But if this picture is real, what could that mean? Could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kinda getting in the way standing there, you know? So, I mean, get out. But
How strange.
I told you, I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Group photo. Oh, so in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym, dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear this all up. No, I have to clear this all up. I have to. Where will I find everyone else? Dining hall. Hina's in the dining hall. Let's start there. What in the fuck is going on? So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Makoto! Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina! Why won't you talk to me? What did Monokuma tell them? What did Monokuma tell them? What was his hint to everyone else? Hiro, now Hina, are running away from me scared. What is this gonna reveal to me? Oh, Byakuya! Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the... Why is he acting like he's purposely trying to avoid me? Monokuma told everyone something. Toko's in the biolab. Hiro's in dark. Toko's gonna lose her shit when she sees me now. I decided to visit the Bio Lab one more time. And the first thing I saw when I got there was her. Passed out. Again. Huh? Toko? She opened the body up. It's open. Oh, but Toko. Oh, God. Toko, are you okay? No. Oh, no. She's not dead, is she? Yeah. Hi. It's cold. Super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What? I was asleep? Must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited. Weren't you? I wouldn't say getting excited. I was worried. I thought you were dead. Oh,
Have you reached that
then what?
certain age?
Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What did you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. Don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing, as far as I'm concerned. Even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. Genocide Jack's memory has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Interesting. But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me right now or I slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byaku's around somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes, yes.
By himself? I assume so.
Oh, I'm on
Knew it. I
fire.
totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely it must be right now. Well, Sho isn't terrified at the sight of me, but that's just because Toko was passed out and couldn't do it. Genocide Sho shut off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, no point asking Genocide Sho anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be a reason for it. Yeah, that's a reason. The fridge, it's open. They were all shut last time I was in here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Oh! Kyoko, hi!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room... Oh, yeah, it's
It would
a
seem...
morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I entered the room, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why is everything gotta be so difficult with her?
Anyway,
We should close it up. I don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly, she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. What? Mukuro's corpse. Mukuro's body is inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over here. That's it. Okay. I should ask Koki about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier?
Whew.
I mean, the one about a hint or something. I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I I can only solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That is a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? It's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't look inside. You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. It's the same one as I thought I found at the garden tool shed. If I remember, that tarp had a stamp on it that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Tarp has been updated. I've already looked through this instruction manual. More importantly, talk to Kyoko again. I should ask about the group photo. She's in it too.
Whew.
It's the same conversation. Okay. Alright. Outside of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on.
It would seem...
This one is occupied. Yeah, I know that. And around the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9 lights? Biolab lights.
Whew.
Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast. Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So, did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those things were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Did they use Junko's body? Junko, Sayaka, or Celeste? Those would be the only 3. The only other option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Why did it say they were old?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they give.
Listen.
I'm on the same page as you, Kyoko. You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? Oh? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
The detective doesn't have supernatural powers, there's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work, but beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Kyoko account has been added to truth bullets.
Hey.
If there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I got all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then...
Indeed.
And don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is, without a doubt, Mukuro Ikusaba. But that means someone else isn't dead. But that means someone else isn't dead yet! Mukuro Ikusaba's profile has been updated in the Truth Bullet section.
And?
If that body is in fact Mukuro, there's still other slots. There's still an unaccounted slot in the morgue. There's still one unaccounted for, which means someone else is not dead. Yeah, I think so.
So then,
It looks like we have no further business with Makoto's body. Let's get going. Kind of chilly in here. Oh wait, are we not gonna put the body back? You think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. Part of the ultimate despair. Look, she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still.
whew.
You really are naive. You know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me. She decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then,
We've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Ah, hold on! I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. Ask her about the pocketbook and the photo. Hopefully we get both. If I don't do it now, I might not be able to. Hey Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What?
What?
So,
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook,
I see.
the one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belonged to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers, and if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in the locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, referring to them as your father.
What? If that's true...
That video is real too? Video?
Makoto,
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can... That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. A DVD! And it says class number 78, urgent interviews.
So...
I found it in that hidden room, after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means. Just watch it and see for yourself. It's Shrek! Holy fuck, it's Shrek 2! I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now, but I guess that means there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is I'm less and less sure of everything. Even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask. For the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange. To be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
Keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do now is keep moving forward. It's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got the DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room and check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth, but no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world, I can't afford to lose. AV. There's still one more place on the 5th floor here that I need to check out. Just to double check he's still in there. Yes. Hero ran from me in the gym. What happens if I come talk to him in the garden? Hey, bud. Hey, hero. Makoto, what's going on with you? Every time I see you lately, you're freaking out like that. No. No! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Hero, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? And now I can't find anyone else. I am unable to speak to any other student. All I can do is go here and see what's on this DVD. This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me, it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka! Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
Whoa. The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen, with the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much.
What? Sayaka Maizono.
Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in this school? Accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. But this. Only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I've heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to it. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Yes. Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like
Now,
this.
shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
His dream is this memory peeking through.
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to living in this school forever. And then... Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie! Looks like it broke! Out of service! What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now, then, when, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure my ass! You cut the power on purpose! Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the question, they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. Disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all
Hey.
that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... Interview DVD has been updated. Oh no. Oh no.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end.
For anything that has a start, there has to be
And
an
if
end.
the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black. There is no
Thanks,
storm
bud.
that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought.
Which of course.
But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning.
The end is only the beginning.
Anyway, let's get started.
The end
The
is only the
beginning
beginning?
of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
Oh no. Oh no. You're gonna go watch a show you're getting obsessed with? I'm gonna wrap the stream up in a minute anyway, so thank you for being here. Glad you could stick around for a while. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair go head to head. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. I hate to do this. I hate to stop it here. But it's getting late and I kind of have to. Because I can tell I'm gonna get super pumped about this. And I can't do that because I would be bothering everyone else in the house. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Alright. You know what? No, fuck. Okay. I wish I could move my whiteboard over to here. Because I want to use it as a conspiracy board now. I mean, I could just do this real quick. I could just do this real quick. Hang on a second. You just grab a piece of paper from over here or something. Yeah. Just rip it right out. I'm writing things down. I'm writing it down so I can look at it between now and next Monday. All right. Final trial. Final trial. Okay. Unknown victim. That's actually definitely Mukuro. We know that. We know that. I'm gonna pull the other things up so we can look at the truth bullets that I'm looking at too. Unknown victim, definitely Mukuro. Dead before fight with Yoko? Question mark? Already in morgue, that begs the question, who isn't really dead? Another thing that confirms that someone isn't really dead is that there are 16 spots for bodies in the morgue. I'm gonna go find that. I'm gonna find that thing here. Biolab secret. The morgue. The number of blue lights, counting the slot with Mukuro's body inside, comes to a total of 9. But 9 out of 16 students means 7 are left. And if we count Makoto, Kyoko, Byakuya, Toko, Hina, and Hiro, who's the seventh student that's still alive? I was fucking right. Someone's not dead. Someone isn't dead. Babe, I was right. Someone's not fucking dead yet. Okay. Let's look at what else we know. Let's look at what else we know from this whole thing. Genocide Show's memory, and Genocide Show and Toko's memories are going to be a very, like, Show and Toko's memories will be key. I'm gonna lose it next stream. Oh, I really fucking am. For sure, I am going to go insane next week, which is why I'm like, I really want to do this now, but I can't, because I know I'm gonna go fucking bonkers, and if I do that, I'm gonna wake people up and make people upset, so I can't do that. Kyoko and Hiro have lockers on second floor. Kyoko and Hiro have lockers on the second floor. We found Hiro's notebook. We found Kyoko's pocketbook. Kyoko and Hiro having notebooks and lockers on the second floor, and the fact that I know that Toko and Show's memory is going to be a thing, and that interview DVD. All point to a class-wide memory wipe. Everyone who was admitted into the killing game had their memories wiped, which is why, you know, we couldn't figure out who. If everyone had their memories wiped, how come Sayaka remembered meeting Makoto in junior high? Unless it's specifically about Hope's Peak. If it's not specifically about the reasons that they're at Hope's Peak and the things that they're good at, how did Sayaka remember Makoto? How come Kyoko is the only one who couldn't remember what her talent was? What else do we have? That's it. So the victim. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Alright. Okay. This is about as close as I can get to a board. I'm gonna make my hair look insane too. There we go. This is about as close as I can get to a board covered in red yarn without actually having a board or red yarn to use. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm working with. So let's see what we've got here. Up here, I've got the stuff about Monokuma file number 5. We've got an unknown victim, which Kyoko just confirmed to be Mukuro. But the thing is, Mukuro has been dead for a while. The wounds that supposedly killed her are several days old. She's been dead for a while before she was brought into the garden with the tarp from the biolab. Hit in the back of the head with the arrows, which were used to frame Kyoko, and then stabbed with the coat and the mask on her and the bomb. So Mukuro was completely, basically disposed of. But that means someone else isn't dead. That means someone else isn't dead because there's an unaccounted for slot in the morgue. Someone's not dead. So it's to do with the body itself. That's one mystery. We have a couple mysteries we have to solve. I have to remember that. So the mystery about the body, the 5th trial. The body we found is Mukuro's, but Mukuro has been dead for a while. And if Kyoko didn't kill her, and I didn't kill her, which we know, because Makoto being the Blackened is incorrect by the Mastermind's rules, it can't be me. It cannot be Makoto. It was proven basically in that trial that it's not Kyoko. And if all the other people have solid alibis, then it's gotta be someone else. Huh? That would also explain how someone's able to, control Monokuma when all 6 of us are in the same room together. That would kind of explain that one. Another mystery I need to solve is the mystery of what's actually going on with Hope's Peak. And that, all signs are pointing to a class-wide memory wipe. Hang on a second. And that's where I'm thinking, was everyone else in attendance for the tragedy? The final murder. So I've got 2 sections on my conspiracy paper here. I'm gonna make this line a little more solid. There we go. Yeah, if I had a red pen handy, I would be using the shit out of that. Let's see here. I've got off on its own side. Ultimate Despair is a group. That's over here. I've got this bottom half down here for the Hope's Peak mystery with the class-wide memory wipe, suggesting that maybe everyone else was in attendance. Class 78 just carried over to this, and there was a whole lot of things. The tragedy happened, and then Class 78, everyone survived. It wasn't on the news because a lot of people didn't die, but the entire class is basically being brought back as for retribution, for justice for that, or something like that. And then the other thing I have, the top half, is the final murder. The murder of, the case of Mukuro Ikusaba, of the 16th student, who's been lying hidden somewhere in the school until she turned up dead. She was lying hidden somewhere in the school because she was in the fucking morgue that we didn't have access to. I'm gonna go and put my conspiracy paper. I'm gonna go put my conspiracy paper back on my desk. But yeah, this is babe. If you want to take a picture of what I'm dealing with here, that's my brain. That's my brain today. Let's see. Yep. Okay. My brain scares you. It scares me too sometimes. I'll be real. Okay. Well, with all of that, with my conspiracy paper made, and the fact that it's 11 p.m., I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. So thank you for being here, love. Thank you for enduring me losing my shit a little bit, and I am so excited for me to lose my shit even more next week. More Danganronpa next week. Yes! It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare, and I cannot goddamn wait. We are finishing this game next week. I am finishing that trial next week. We're doing it. It's gonna happen. Danganronpa 1 will be done next week. I will finish this game next week. I am so fucking excited for it. If it gets here in time, should I do that final stream in my Makoto cosplay? Anyway, good night. I never turned this thing at all tonight. Whoops. I forgot to turn that on. I forgot. Phone actually charged. Yes. Oh, I should talk about music at some point. I'll do that some other time.